Hey everyone, it's Joe, the 50 something Dasher, with another daily recap video. Today is Tuesday, December 5th, and not a great success today, and we'll get into all of this, but some like very interesting things happened in this dash, which I'll cover. And this is like one of my very first videos. I talked about this, and why I started the channel is because it's just like with DoorDash, it's like every day there's like seemingly something different, and you don't have that many days that are just like ho hum going through the motions. And no, there's always going to be something. And um so anyway, let's get into it. I started the dash. Now check this out right here. This is where most of my downtime came from today. I logged in right at 6 a.m. and I just sat here right in this chair for an hour and 40 minutes before I got my first offer. And I've talked about this. If it's still dark outside, I don't have any problems just sitting in here waiting. I take that opportunity to catch up on my video journaling. Um, and so, but I, finally got a offer, and I mean, this was just absolutely ridiculous. Now, actually, I believe I'm not home when I get this offer. I waited probably until like 7:30, 7:35, and then I left to go be closer to the restaurants. And I got this offer, and just, obviously no way I'm taking something like that. Um, and so then I take the next order, which is now this is kind of a bad order. It's going out of zone. It's going out east, and it's not very good. I should be able to decline this and get something better, but I took this because, for gosh sakes, I've been logged in on for an hour and 45 minutes. I need to do something. I probably would have, I don't know. Well, I don't think I would have took a $2 like 10-mile order or something extreme, but I wanted to take something to just get on an order. So that's the main reason I took this one. Um, Finished that up. Got this $4 Wendy. I took this. All the mileage was just getting over into that area. It's within zone, so and just run of the mill order here. Let's try to get to the good stuff here. I got a 650 McDonald's hidden tip. Good order here. Um, and it really wasn't a high dollar order or anything. It's just kind of like a normal order. They just tip good. There's the final pay. The customer tip $5.50. So hey, that's appreciate that. Good order. Okay, and then I get this order, which is okay. So here's the deal. So it looks like really bad. Okay, 1525, 20 miles, and you got 3 stops here. But I took it, and see, part of the thing here is the problem with this order is that my current position, I'm over 5 miles away from the mire. So had I been in that area, you're talking 2 orders, only 9 items, um, for 15 miles, and I would have took that all day long. And it just you see here, we're getting closer to 9 o'clock when things start slowing down for me. At this particular time, I didn't mind the 5 mile drive to Meyer, and so it didn't bother me. And the one delivery is close to downtown, but it's just south of it. And I've delivered to that South Columbus area many times, and it's not too bad delivering there. It's all homes. It's always a home that I'm delivering to there. I be honest, I don't even know where the nearest apartment complex would be to that area. As I don't really pay attention, but it's always delivered to homes there. Watch me, I just jinx myself, and tomorrow or sometime this week I'll deliver to an apartment in that area. But anyway, so the next screen here is you see 9 items, but it's only 4 things to shop for. So 5 of the 9 items is this baby food. The store only had 4 of them. This soap right here, I checked. There's like 4 different places in the store that bars of hand soap. I mean, does bars of soap really need to be in like 4 to 6 different places in the store? On these last 2 items, I tried to cheat because I was over in the grocery side. The baby stuff is near grocery, so I went to the grocery aisle that has bars of soap and pest killers. They had tomcat mouse traps over in that aisle, but not this. And there was Irish Spring soap over there, but not 3, but it was all 6 counts. So I tried to cheat. It didn't work. I had to go clear across the other side of the store, and I found the traps pretty easily. This soap, I went to the aisle it said it was supposed to be in. I didn't see anything. Then I went over to like where most of your women's soap is. I found a 3 bar of Irish Spring, but it was a different scent. And then I had to come back to the aisle that I was just in, and I found it. It's just... I try to be a good shopper. I really do. I try. The subject of today's video, what you saw before you clicked on this video, check it out, folks. I don't remember ever seeing this before, but my first ever 00 tip. And for some of the people that have commented on some of my videos, and getting after me for taking like no tip orders, well, a lot of times you don't know. This was a $15.25 order. For all I know, this $7 total could have been the DoorDash pay and like $4 each on the customer tips. I mean, I don't know. I had zero idea, no idea that this was going to be a 00 tip order. No idea. I've heard that this has been a month or two. It's been some time ago. I heard that on other YouTube videos, they were other gig tubers were saying that New York, the state of New York, has like total trip transparency, where the drivers are supposed to see there's no hidden tips, and they see the full amount of the offer is gonna pay, and the breakdown of DoorDash pay versus tips. They see everything. Here in Ohio, I don't see that. So like I said, I had no clue this was going to be a 00 tip, and I can't help my reaction to these types of things, but I didn't. You would think I'd look at this and get pissed, but it was kind of the opposite reaction. I was like, oh my gosh, a fucking 00 tip. And I was on the phone with my wife, and hey, guess what? Guess what I just got? You'll never believe this. So, I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't say I was obviously I wasn't happy that I delivered to two no-tip customers, but it was just something different. The excitement of seeing something different, unique. I knew that when I made a video, that could be the subject of the video, and I could do like a cool, some kind of come up with some kind of cool, thumbnail photo for the video and that type of thing. And my wife like reacted badly to it. She reacted like how I probably should have. Like, oh, but how, these customers, how could they do that? No consideration. And, she didn't like it. Um, but anyway, like, for instance, the one customer that had the mouse traps, I thought about it later. I hope those traps don't work. Tipping customer. I hope the mice stay in that house and you never get rid of them. Okay, so I took this raunchy as can be. I'm out of zone here, and I don't. I'm driving. Okay, so I can't pay real close attention to all the details here, and so it's not too far off, the dollars per mile. So I went ahead and took it, not knowing not even knowing what Tim Hortons I was even picking up from, but it picked up from a location that I just been to last week. I think it was for the first time. So once I got closer to, I recognized this location, and yeah, it's just an ice cap and a couple like small donuts or something. It's easy delivery. It wasn't great on pay versus miles, but it was easy. So I'll take it. This I declined. Only 5.75. It wasn't so much the 7.5 miles, but it was where that 7.5 miles was going to, south to Darbydale, you see here. And it's just, the problem is that, I mean, certain situations all do those orders going south, but once you get down there, you're 7 miles away from anything. You have to come back. There's no restaurants or anything that I know of. There's nothing that unless the customer was to try to ship a package and do that package thing through DoorDash. That'd be the only thing I could think of that you'd be picking up down in that area coming back. So that's mainly why I declined this, is where it was going. Then I got so how much longer? Oh gosh, it was like 19 minutes after that before I got something. Wow. Um, and I get this Napa order. Now I've mentioned in these videos before. I really, these are, McDonald's is probably my favorite orders to pick up, and then probably these auto part pickups. It's right up there with McDonald's. This is these should be my favorite over McDonald's though, because it's worry free. You're picking up from a Napa, delivering to a Napa. You're not the issues with the customers and pleasing the customers, and and all that type of thing is out of the equation. And I highly doubt that any of my 1-star reviews or any of the negative reviews, I highly doubt that any of them came from an auto parts store. So you don't have to mess with that. This is going clear out to Reynoldsburg, which I haven't done before. I have done Gehenna like once. So I think just one time previous, if I took something just for the heck of it to go clear out to the east side. And I went ahead and took this. As crazy as it sounds, we're 6 minutes until 11 o'clock. This is when my peak lunch hour starts. Why in the world would I take this? It's $20. Okay, I only had about, I don't know what it was, 40, um, $40, $40 or so to start off with, and then so this would put me like around 60. I think those were the numbers like at this time. And also two orders, not just one, but two orders. So I'm doing with just, and only one pickup location, one delivery. And it's two orders. So I need to get, my order count because I got some of my drops that I've been wanting to, I need to get orders so that those can fall off. So I went ahead and took this. And I also thought, like, as I was driving there, well, maybe I'll get out there at lunchtime. Maybe I might get, like, I've never been to this zone before. So maybe I might get a good order while I'm out there as well. So I was just feeling in that daredevil type of mood to just try this. And I did. Okay, so um, this picture was not next. Let's put this over here for a second. Um, so I get to the Napa, and it's just one order because they had tried to input the order or whatever, and they got an error message saying that there were too many miles on the. They had to redo it. So really and truly, it was just one order, and but I was gonna, as far as DoorDash was concerned, I was going to be delivering two orders when it was really just one. So hey, that two orders for the price of one, great. And this was the item. It was like a micro fuse, size of a postage stamp, fit in the palm of my hand. And then I also took a picture of the cost of this. 56 cents. That's all this. I was gonna get paid $20 to take a 56-cent item across town. How crazy is that? And then my wife is who texts me. She's wanting me to check to see if something delivered. So I'll go through the rest of this, pretty quickly. Um, so after I delivered it, and I kind of expected this, the message asking me to switch zones to Reynoldsburg, and it was going to be busy for an hour. And I've only done this a couple times before. I haven't had much success with it, but everything was going kind of slow in my home zone. And it's a Tuesday afternoon. It seemed like a good time for me to let's try it. Let's try out this other zone. I'm feeling brave here, and what maybe I can get more orders here than today than I could have back home. I should mention also that I graduated high school from Reynoldsburg, 450 years ago, class of 1991. I lived out there for all total maybe like 5 or 6 years, but in the last, gosh, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 years, whatever, I've hardly ever been out there. So it's like, it's almost like completely unknown territory to me. I don't know where any of these restaurants are, or I'm a I'm a visiting team player, out there taking on the about to take on some orders. on an away playing field. So the first, now there was good news and bad news about my Reynoldsburg dash from today. The good news was I got some offers and I did some orders. The bad news was I didn't make any money. So I here's my first order. So only 450, but it's less than 2 miles. Yeah, let's go ahead and take it. I go to this Subway where they had to, it was a double door that they had to buzz me through. That was really, really strange. And what was even more strange is when I was exiting out, I'm carrying my phone in the bag, and so I'm trying to use my shoulder to push open the door. And they said no, and they kind of yelled at me from the counter. They're like, no, in order to get out, you need to use your hand to open the door. Oh, wow, the door only open, it can detect whether somebody's using a hand or their shoulder, and you have to use your hand. Well, that's a high tech security door if I ever heard of one. I'll tell you. Um, and then was a decline. $4, 2.7. I would have had to shop for 5 hours. That's just not worth it. That's just not worth my time, you know. And it's, you see here, it's still, you know, high to lunch hour or whatever. I should be able to get something else. I get this hibachi go, which was not, I mean, not great, but I went ahead and took it. And again, I don't know the traffic patterns here, or I don't know anything about Reynoldsburg, so I could have been setting myself up for disaster here. I don't know. It driving around through that zone, it kind of reminded me of this zone, but just like on Fridays. And I do breakfast and lunch, and usually Tuesday through Thursdays, you know, the traffic is a certain type of way. And then on Fridays, it's intensified for whatever reason. And this area kind of felt like a Friday here in my zone. I don't know. I don't know who would want to live out there with all that traffic and the mess and everything. But if you live out there and you're happy and content and everything, well, you know, congratulations. But I couldn't do it. Interesting story about this pickup. I go in there and the lady asks who I'm there for. I give the customer name, and then she, from like behind the counter, she picks up the order and slams it down on the counter. I don't know why she did that, and I see something fly out of the bag down below, and I kind of, you know, raise up and look over the counter, and I see it's like the container of yum yum sauce. I reach over and grab it, put it in the sack, but yeah, she just kind of like threw that down and then just kind of like stormed off into the back. It couldn't have been anything I did. I just gave a customer name, and you know, it wasn't me. I don't know what her problem was. Um, and then I got this high pay offer, $6, only a mile and a half. They stack this on, and the Taco Bell is practically like in the same parking lot, just about. So I was just you know, picked up that hibachi, and then the Taco Bell was right behind it, and so that was pretty convenient. So now I had two orders for 11.50 and only 5 miles. So uh, those two weren't bad. Next, I get this. So next was this 10.25 Dollar General. Mileage was kind of high, but I went ahead and took it. And you see here, kind of the problem was why it was so many miles. See, when I get this offer, I'm at the customer practically. But so I have to drive like 3 miles to the Dollar General, get this, and then come right back. And it, like I said, it delivered to the same apartment complex where I think I was dropping off the Taco Bell, I think is what went to that complex. And so here's the pay screen on that 575, 450 customer tip. So now I'm at 86 bucks, slowly at turtle pace, approaching goal for the day. Next was I went ahead and took this. Look at this. Look at this drive. I don't know. I probably this was kind of a bad one to take, but look at this drive I had to do. Drive around here, down here, and to the Walgreens. Then all this driving over here. I mean, and the three items. Let's see. Well, I'll get to that in a second. When I think when I got to the Walgreens and it tried to stack a 325 order on. Come on. And I would have to shop for 8 additional items. That's an instant decline. So here's the items that I was there for. That's it. Just a couple 2 liters and some candy. The funny thing is on this on the 2 liters, there was the cherry Pepsi and then like 3 substitutions. Dr. Pepper, something else, and regular Coke was the substitutions. They had 8 or 10 different kinds of 2 liters on those shelves. But out of these 4 kinds that the customer selected, there was only one regular Coke, and that's it. No cherry Pepsi, no Dr. Pepper, and whatever that other one was, none of those. I thought that was weird. Then they stack this onto me. This was kind of, and I went ahead and took this, which I don't know. It's not, again, just kind of like a mediocre, not too great order that I took. And the tricky thing about this is the CVS was right directly across the street, but there was a real heavy, like traffic-y intersection. And also, I couldn't just cross the street and jump over to the CVS because there was, at that entrance, it was closed off for construction. So I had to make a right, go down a street, get turned around, come back, come to the traffic light, turn left, go down past the closed entrance, down to another entrance, and come back. That was a lot of hassle for just having to go across the street. And then as soon as I walk in there, I'm walking down an aisle looking for my first item, and this associate in there sees me looking and asks me if I need help, and I show her the first item that I'm shopping for. And I've had this happen one time before, but she was like really eager to help me shop like my whole shopping list. And like I said, I've had that happen once before, but sometimes in these smaller stores like this, they like when like a DoorDash driver comes in there with a list like this because they want to kind of like, I guess, sharpen their skills of knowing where stuff is at and then in the stores, kind of like test their skills type of thing. And that's what this kind of seemed like to me. But yeah, she was moving fast too. Okay, what's the next order? Okay, Advil, 20 count. Okay, how many milligrams is it? Boom, just found it. And so we flew through this shop in like not even 2 minutes with that lady's help. It was pretty funny. And here is the list, minus one item. I can't remember what the 5th item was. Oh, it was some kind of heating patch was the 5th item. But there's the other 4. And then And so this looks bad, and I'm sure it probably was a bad order, but I took this because now it's like it's 140. I know back here in this zone that'd be like a slow time. Um, but I was real close to the Wendy's, and I thought, well, I don't know, I'll take it. um, And the worst thing about this was the lobby was closed. That's really all that was wrong. The biggest thing wrong with this order. But I waited, I don't know, probably about like 4 or 5 minutes in the drive through. And so one of the orders was like a couple sacks and a drink. The other order was just one sandwich, and that's it. The order that was the farthest drive out was just one sandwich. So, and then so here's the breakdown on that pay screen: $2.50 from DoorDash, and then one customer $1, and then $3.50. I think so. Probably the guy that just ordered the one sandwich tipped the most. It looks like. And then I stayed logged in for about another 20 minutes or so. I could have stayed out there and done like one more order. But then I had a 4 o'clock appointment for my car, get a couple new tires. So after about 15-20 minutes, I went ahead and logged off. And here is so here's the final summary. You see 16 for 106. I was logged in for 8 hours and 21 minutes. That's my first. It hasn't been since I think it was like mid-October the last time I was on one dash for more than 8 hours straight. And but only active 5 hours and 13 minutes. I had 3 hours of downtime. Of course, more than half of that was at the very start. So 16 deliveries, and I only made $106. No, and then of course I came home and I was real nervous and about what the mileage was going to be. I was like, oh man, because I took some longer distance miles and on these offers, and plus, of course, going all the way out to Reynoldsburg and back. What was I going to go? Was I going to be like 50 miles over? And surprisingly, 124 miles. So I thought I was going to be like 50 miles over. I was 18 over. So I'll take that. That's not, all things considered, and with kind of like a bad dash today, at least the mileage was pretty much right there. The 16 deliveries got me up to lifetime 2382, so which now means I need just 7 deliveries tomorrow, and my drop from I'm at 96% completion. So number 99 drops off in after 7 more orders. And then I'll be at a 97, and then the 3 drops from the fiasco on Friday, or I have to go another 75 or whatever orders until they fall off. I did, midway through the dash, I dropped down to about 69% acceptance rate, but by the end of the dash I was up to 71%. So anyway, that's it for today's dash. Like I said, pretty interesting. Oh, I forgot to mention the text from in the middle of this Reynoldsburg dash. I texted my buddy, the other DoorDash driver, I said, this was like at 12:17 in the afternoon. I was like, dashing in Reynoldsburg right now, LOL. And he responded back, you might have a case of temporary insanity. But um, hey, you gotta try these things for the experience, and live and learn. That's how I look at it. So, and I of course, when you do things like this, you can stop at any time. If I would have got 5 or 6 or even 10 like really trashy, junky orders or offers consecutively, I would have just paused the dash. Just pause the dash, come back home, and resume it and go from there. But it, like I said, it wasn't very good, but it wasn't a horrible day today by any means. So I've had worse days, trust me. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos, and we'll be seeing you again very soon with the next video.